Hello, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. Well, here we are at Dawn Busters. It's not quite dawn. As we get closer to December 21st, it stays dark for so long, and light does not come to the daytime until later and later. Now, after December 21st, it'll get lighter earlier and earlier, and then they'll screw it all up with the stinking, rotten, hated, artificial, and generally dumb daylight savings time in March to ruin everybody's life. But anyway, 5:33 a.m. Central Standard, the correct time. 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 Hello, Max Walt. Good morning to you in the Russian Confederation. Thanks for watching. We have viewers from all over the world, people. Taiwan, Russian Federation, Great Britain, Canada, Mexico. Good morning, Ron, says John and Illy. Good morning to you, John and Illy. I don't think I'm going to be able to join Stout Sunday today due to another thing I'm planning to do right at that same time. Can't make them all. But I do have a stout even that I could bring. I have two. I have Founders CBS and I have Prairie Bomb from Krebs Brewing of Oklahoma. But I have other projects that I work on too, and this today will help me finish that project. All right. Yay, let's go. Let's start the taste challenge. This is not going to be a taste challenge. Not in reality. Now, here's T.W. Samuels. T.W. Samuels, one of America's oldest liquor brands. It's been on the market since 1844. Now, you might say, that's just a bunch of hype because they say Jim Beam's been around since 1795, but then you do research and you find out that the brand didn't really start until 1938. This is true. But that distillery had been operating since about perhaps 1795. Could have been a little bit before, could have been a little bit after, but they can show that the Beam family from Germany, the Holy Roman Empire of the German nation at that time, the Beam family had been distilling there since about 1795. But the Jim Beam brand, 1938. Beam or Beam in English. Just like around here, they got Scheckschneiders, but in Germany, they were Scheckschneider. All right. So here's I did some trademark research, and it said first use in commerce, 1844. That's how old this trademark is, 1844. That is the truth. There's the original label. They got the original label on the old label. Now, how many beer, wine, and liquor brands do you see that have the old label on the new label? T.W. Samuels. It's real small. So that used to be the bottle label. And then they put it on the new label. You see, the new label is only from like 1909. You can tell it's old because they had the little R next to the trademark. It's got Registered United States Patent Office. That's the old thing. In the 1970s, they started putting that R with a circle around it. That was just like a shortcut for register with the patent office. See that? So this is a very old label. And the old label says, golly, what does it say? It's so tiny, you got to get them. I remember I read it once. Oh, I don't have my magnifying glass. Kentucky blended whiskey. Oh, well. Established 1844. Kentucky blended whiskey, 80 proof, blended and bottled by T.W. Samuels Distillery. Yeah. Bardstown, Nelson County, Kentucky. It's Heaven Hill is what it is. T.W. Samuels got bought out by Heaven Hill so long ago. Every drop contains Kentucky whiskey. It does. And 80% grain neutral spirits. But they don't really Tout that part of it. All right, a distinctive blend. I love how these. I love the labels. They're so funny. A choice. It's got that Heaven Hill logo on it. That's the Heaven Hill crest. When you see that, that's Heaven Hill. A choice blended whiskey that possesses the character and taste a connoisseur desires and expects from a great whiskey. Yeah. So connoisseurs drink this for only $8.99 at Winn-Dixie here in this town. Okay. I thought they would have drunk something like Jack Daniel's Frank Sinatra series or Johnny Walker Double Black, you know, not T.W. Samuels, but I guess Heaven Hill knows something I don't know. Choice blended whiskey. 20% Kentucky straight whiskey. Oh, man. And 80% grain neutral spirit. All right. Age 36 months. All right. $8.99 a bottle. $8.99 a bottle. Winn-Dixie's the only store that sells it around here. Now, if you go to Hammond in the Florida parishes or Baton Rouge in the Florida parishes, they're called Florida parishes because they used to be part of Florida. That's right. A lot of people don't know that. There are a number of places in Louisiana that were part of Florida at one time. Florida used to stretch all the way to the Mississippi River. You didn't know that. Now you do. Here we go with Clubhouse. I almost hate to say this word because it's so painful to drink. BK Hard Scoper says, get drunk. No. Just tasting. I like the label. I mean, it's that beige with the brown. It looks kind of like a food service label, though. You know, like I said that yesterday when you see those Cisco food service trucks driving down the highway and they deliver food to like a hospital or a high school. But you can buy this at the store. I bought it at Savannah Discount. And they've got all the varieties, the gin, the rum, the brandy, the vodka. They have the same label design, except each type has a different color. So this is about as basic as it gets. $6.99 for a whole liter of this stuff. Product of USA, blended whiskey with natural flavors and caramel color. And it's also Heaven Hill. Got no age statement, and it's got no blend ratio. Now, they don't have to disclose the blend ratio, okay? They just do it just to show you, but I've read about blended whiskey. There's nothing on it. On the labeling requirements that I saw would say you had to put it. But now if you don't even have to put an age statement. But if you don't, that means the whiskey, the youngest whiskey in here has to be at least 4 years old. So this concoction here is aged at least 4 years. And I can already taste it without even pouring it. I was choking that down yesterday, the rest of it, the remainder in the glass, and I was like, oh, this hurts. I say, why would they make this? Like, who's going to drink a whole liter of this? I'm not going to worry about tags. Tags won't matter. Believe me. You'd never get these two mixed up. I don't think you'd ever mix Country Club blended whiskey with anything. Like, you'd never get confused. You might get depressed, but you're not going to get confused. Now, T.W. Samuels, it's okay. It's kind of on the level of Heaven Hill Kentucky blended whiskey. It's like $8.99 for a reason. But I shouldn't say that too much because, you know, you may not know this, but you can go to Walmart and for $7.99, you can buy a bottle of Canadian Limited, Canadian blended whiskey, which to me is a pretty good product. I mean, I like it. And you can get it even cheaper per ounce if you buy the jug bottle, you know, the handle bottle, 1,750 milliliter bottle. So I shouldn't say that just because it's cheap is bad, because after all, I bought the doggone Bellows straight Kentucky bourbon whiskey, not blended, straight Kentucky bourbon whiskey, aged 4 years for $5.99 a liter. That was the lowest whiskey price I ever paid in the world. I mean, that was madness, and it's good. It tastes good. You know, like you'd actually want to drink it. All right, now appearance. Uh-oh, I poured too much Heaven Hill. So now, I mean, TW Samuel. So now I got to pour some more of this poison. I mean, this thing to even it out. Yikes. Now it's dripping everywhere. Come on, man. Come on, man. All right, so now I got to go get a towel. Well, luckily, the kitchen's right in the next room. It's funny sometimes when I join their Stout Sunday or Wild Card Wednesday or things like that, if I step out, like for now, to go get a towel because I spilled some, they'll say, "Where'd he go? Where'd he go? He left." And I always laugh because I'm thinking, all I did was step into the next room. I could hear everything they're saying. I'm not leaving. All right, time to get down to it. I have to have this perpetuated on me. Perpetuated on me. Now you say, I know your counter argument would be, oh, no, you don't have to because you chose to do these taste challenges. You didn't have to do a tournament with a country club versus everything. I know, but I started it with all the other brands. So I figure why not be consistent, right? If I'm going to do one brand against everybody else, and then the next brand against all the other rums, and then the next rum against all the other rums, and down the line and so on. Well, I need to do it for everything, whether it's pleasant or not. You say, what does it prove? It doesn't prove anything. It just, the more you drink them and do the comparisons blind, then you can kind of like get a mental grasp of, and a physiological grasp of each product. And so then you get used to it. And then after a while, I've noticed this over the last 2 years of doing taste challenges, Dawn Busters. After a while, just with you smell it, like you can just smell it. You say, that's Jack Daniels, but that's the other. You can just get that good at it. But I mean, like, it doesn't prove anything. That you can go around town bragging, yeah, I can tell Jack Daniels on aroma only. Most people would say, and so, I understand that. So, but it's just for me, I like to have a good handle on it. You're a trooper, Ron, John and Illy says, or a fool. But I'll go with trooper also because it's just the process. You just proceed through it. Now, if I was in a big rush, okay, I wouldn't want to take the time. You're going to do Dawn Busters 4 days a week, and then you're going to do the rums 3 days a week, and then you're never going to get to, don't be in a rush with liquor. Like the Whiskey Scout says, I can't remember his exact quote, but the liquor's nothing from you, so you don't have to chase it, right? It's not like you're in a big rush. It's not a race. It is for some people, but for us, it's not a race. I can't try everything. You can't try everything. No one's going to try everything. So don't even rush. Beer, you can't keep up. There's tens of thousands of brands. You could just sample a few things, tell people what you think, and move on. And it's a repetitious thing. Sample, comment, move on. Sample, comment, move on. You can do taste challenges. You can do food pairing. Say, I'll try this with pizza. All right, fine. Beyond that, there's really no point to it. It's really entertainment is all it is. Some people make it like it's some great world event, but it isn't. Now, if you're on the merchandising end, like if I had Louisiana Beer Ventures and I was trying to sell T-shirts and merchandise and trying to build up an audience, I'd be different. I'd be more concerned about, I'd be saying, well, I shouldn't put a brand like this. It's going to get no traction. It's not going to pull a crowd, so to speak. I would be hitting all the top hot item brands. You know, I would have Crown Royal and Gentleman Jack, all these things. But that's not now, nor has it ever been the purpose. Do I disparage people who have that purpose? No, I do not. If you become big and famous on YouTube and you make all the hot button videos and you make thousands of dollars a year, I'm not jealous of other people's success. I'm not a socialist. If I was a socialist, not only would I be jealous, I'd want the government to take some of your money and give it to me. Even though I hadn't done the work you did. Okay, this smells kind of gamey, kind of flavors added. Most all of these blended whiskeys have flavors added, but they may not be so profound. They might just have a little blending sherry added in, up to 2%. No big deal. No big deal. So we had a little disagreement, you and I. No big deal. Elvira. You want Elvira. Okay. Now over here. Oh, no. It's your turn. It's your tree, Frank. You're sitting in it. This is it. That's the one. That's the one. I hate you, Clubhouse. If it's early on the East Coast, it's definitely too much for Newlands. I don't understand that statement. What are you talking about? All right. Ouch. This smells like. Hey, look, if you want to add flavor into whiskey, it doesn't make any difference to me, as long as your interests don't conflict with my interests. You know what I mean? Especially as your interests don't conflict with my interests. But this mixture is a little scary. What does it smell like? It smells like some kind of fake wood extract, orange peel. I said that before. Orange peel. Some kind of marmalade that got spoiled. I mean, this does not smell good. Clubhouse gin. It smells strange, but it smells good. Clubhouse gin smells good. Tastes good too. Clubhouse rum, white rum. Smells like Captain Morgan and Bacardi Superior. Just smell like a regular old rum, white rum. There's nothing particularly good or bad about it. It's just a good, you know what I mean? It's just a solid, regular old rum. So there's nothing that would throw you off on that. But this thing here, this thing, you have to smell. Smell, look. See what I mean? Oh, no. You probably say, oh, no, that's right. They don't have the smell through the internet. They said, Elon Musk said he's going to do that. All right. They got some nut character, but it's like, I don't know what it is. Let's taste it for whatever that's worth, which means nothing, because this. If you came to my house, I'll pay you $6.99 to take this bottle. You still have 90% of it left, which would be bad luck for you. It would be good luck for me because I wouldn't have to drink it. All right. Okay. T.W. Samuels. It tastes like regular old American blended whiskey, meaning what? It's pretty watered down, washed out. Doesn't have a lot going for it. And you could say the same thing about the blended scotch. A lot of those lower price blended scotch and some of the higher price, like Chivas Regal, which I'm not going to name. It's got a little spiciness in it, little pepper. You say, well, that must be from rye. Exactly. Yeah, they probably put some rye whiskey in there in that 20% mixture to give it some character. Is it as high rye approach as the Club 400 from Baltimore County, Maryland? No, that thing, you may as well go run get some sauerkraut and some rye bread and some corned beef and drink it with that, because that tastes like rye. But this has a noticeable rye thing now. Yeah. Grain alcohol, corn. You want corn? You got it. This is probably 90% corn, whether it's from the grain neutral spirit or the straight whiskey. The straight whiskey is almost assuredly 51% corn or higher. It's just kind of bland. It would go great in a mixed drink. It wouldn't taint the mixed drink. Okay, so fine. Buy it for $8.99. Make all the cocktails and highballs you want to make. It should work fine. Ain't gonna win no awards unless it's the blended American blended whiskey category. But beyond that, it's just regular old stuff. It ain't. Now, is it as good as Seagram 7 Crown? Heck no. Seagram 7 Crown it wears a crown, and you want to know why? Because it is the king of American blended whiskey. It's the king. You never get it wrong. Like, it always wins. Seagram 7 Crown always wins when you go against American blended whiskey. It's so much better. You say, yeah, but it's like $12.95 a bottle. That's right, because it's way better. That's why it's more. It costs more because it's better. You want to go cheap? Get T.W. Samuels, and you're going to see why it's cheap. You want to pay $13 for a decent American blended whiskey? Get Crown Royal, and you're going to want to wear 7 crowns. From the Kabbalah. This is all right. This is all right. It's all right. That's it. That's all you can say about it. It's fine. I mean, if you see it and you want to try it, check it out. You probably like it. All right. Shadows say even Evan Williams, damn right, better than plenty high price whiskeys. I agree with that. Tried Samuel Smith's oatmeal stout yesterday after watching your review of Standing Beer. It says Joe Biden's dentures. Oh yeah. I love that Samuel Smith's oatmeal stout. Johnny Newley says, I like Chivas Regal. I don't know how we make it work, Ron. Yeah, I knew he was going to catch that. John Neely and I are probably going to start becoming hostile towards each other on the internet because we don't agree on Chivas Regal. And how can you be friends with somebody if you don't agree on some brands of whiskey, beer, or wine? I mean, it just doesn't seem to make sense. This stuff here is a mess. I gave it a C- when I gave it the solo review. When I did the solo review, I said C-. I'm going to retract that. It's a D. It's straight up bad. It's a bad product. It's a D. I mean, you could drink it. I'm drinking it. But it's bad. There's nothing good about it. I don't care if it's age 4 years. I don't care if it's age 40 years. I don't care what it is. Whatever it is, I don't want it. This is junk. Heaven Hill should be ashamed. Now they're going to make a video on whiskey.com, remember? And the German guy asked him, what do you do with the beer? I mean, what do you do with the whiskey when it doesn't come out correctly? And the guy laughs, ha, 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 ha. Well, we put it in our blended whiskey. No, he said, well, we put it in our blended whiskey. And then he burst out laughing, ha, 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 ha. Well, that might be funny to you, Mr. Heaven Hill representative on whiskey.com's Heaven Hill distillery tour, but it ain't funny to me. You know why? Because I got stuck with it. You hear me? And I paid $6.99 for this bottle. And you laughing because you take inferior whiskey that doesn't come out right, like Evan Williams or Elijah Craig or Heaven Hill, and you put it in this, and it's so awful. You add you might have should have not added flavor. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the natural flavorings might have ruined it. I don't know what y'all got. What y'all got a discount on some tainted marmalade flavoring from ConAgra or something? You know, y'all over there in Bardstown, Kentucky, laughing because you put this on the market. You know, I'm over here having to drink it, and you're back over there in Bardstown, Kentucky, you know, smoking your Ginobilas and sipping anisetta and eating a dreep, you know, fried pig guts. And I'm over here having to do the work. Seagram 7 is a gem. says Johnny Nilly. It sure is. So, you know, I don't know what's gotten into you, Heaven Hill. It's like you forgot what we're doing out here. But Heaven Hill didn't care. They just didn't care. I see you. All right. The cheap whiskey world is a scary place. Normally, when I do a taste challenge, I give myself 99 out of 100 chances of coming out not being disgusted. But when Heaven Hill told me a couple of miles down the road, I gave myself 50-50. You know, where they go, I don't know where Heaven Hill gets off going talking behind my back. You know, they said I was bringing heat on them. They're going to try to run me out. They better get their own army, pal. Yeah. You wanted to go on TV. Yeah, that's that way I'm known. I'm out there, I'm known. They can't mess around with me like if I was an unknown. But anyway, Heaven Hill, you did a very bad thing. You did a bad thing. And I'm very offended and hurt. So we're just going to carry on. And then on Tuesday morning, I'm going to go and do Clubhouse against Heaven Hill, Kentucky Kentucky blended whiskey. Heaven Hill will destroy it. So it's almost like they have a level of horribleness. They've got Heaven Hill, which actually improved our CBS. When we had the founder CBS in a dual review, we put Heaven Hill in it and it got better. And then they got this, Clubhouse. Damn you, Clubhouse. Damn you all to hell. So you did it. You finally did it. You blew it all up. So this is like the bottom. You say, I want to hit the bottom. I want to hit rock bottom. Like Kiss said, rock bottom. You want to hit rock bottom? Then buy Clubhouse. Because like Miller, like with Old Milwaukee, doesn't get any worse than this. You know, they said it doesn't get any better than this. This doesn't get any worse. Heaven Hill blended bourbon was pretty good, in my opinion. Blended bourbon, I never had it. I've only had their Kentucky blended whiskey. That stuff was pretty cheap at Savannah Discount. Oh, yeah, you bought the blended Kentucky whiskey, not the bourbon. I saw the Heaven Hill White Label Straight Bourbon the other day. I might have to pick up a bottle. Yeah, I recommend that, even though I haven't had it. I'm recommending it on somebody else's report. He had the black label and the green label, and he said it was really good. So I would assume the white label, which might be a bottled and bond, usually white labels, bottled and bond, that should be a pretty nice product. All right, I got to go. The news is coming on. Bye, folks, for watching this fiasco.